Senator Bernie Sanders did not give Clinton a pass on her birthday. He touted his record on trade policy during an appearance on The View, taking some subtle jabs on that Pacific trade deal and also on former President Clinton's NAFTA deal.
Do you think that you are able to make those tough political decisions that she can't?
I do, and I'll tell you why. When I was elected to the Congress in 1990, I had to deal with trade issues. And you had all of corporate America, and in fact, the Clinton administration, the chamber, oh, these trade agreements are great. Well, I said no to them, and it turns out that I was right.
The comments follow a weekend where Sanders didn't pull any punches at a major gathering of the Democratic faithful in Iowa, a gathering that featured all of the Democratic candidates.
I listened carefully to what Bush and Cheney and Rumsfeld had to say, and I said, no, they're not telling the truth. And I was right. I came to that fork in the road, and I took the right road, even though it was not popular at that time.
And let's bring in Andrea Mitchell. She's covering the Clinton campaign, also obviously the host of Andrea Mitchell Reports right here on MSNBC, weekdays at noon. So, Andrea, it's interesting to listen to Bernie Sanders now. By Bernie Sanders standards, this is a guy who brags that he's never run a negative political ad in his life. By his standards, the rhetoric now is highly negative. He's talking about the Defense of Marriage Act from the 1990s, which Bill Clinton signed. He's talking about the Iraq War, which he voted against and Hillary Clinton voted for. But by normal political campaign standards, this is still pretty tame. He's not calling her out by name. He's not crossing certain lines here. Is he going to have to, though, now that Clinton has regained so much momentum in this race?
Well, he is being so much tougher and so much more confrontational about her record than he had been before. His advisors have told him that he's got to step it up after that debate, when it was widely viewed that he was not confrontational enough and actually gave her a lifeline on the emails. So this is a new Bernie Sanders, and the Iowa platform was a very important comparison test. Tom Harkin, who supports Hillary Clinton, was quoted in the New York Times as saying that Bernie Sanders has more passion among his supporters. And clearly, while she's ahead in the polls now in Iowa, he's got the support, the kind of enthusiasm that often counts on caucus night. She's running scared in Iowa after what happened last time. She came in third. So she pulled out all stops. Katy Perry, Bill Clinton in his first public campaign appearance for her on Saturday night. But Bernie Sanders did have some points to make, particularly on DOMA, because of Rachel Maddow's interview on Friday night, when Hillary Clinton said to Rachel that the reason why Bill Clinton supported the Defense of Marriage Act was a defense against an even worse contingency, which was the possibility that, the likelihood, according to Hillary Clinton's history, retelling of history, that there would have been a constitutional amendment to ban same-sex marriage. So he took a least worst option, and in 1996 supported the Defense of Marriage Act. Well, that, Bernie Sanders then argued, is demonstrably not true. And it's been pointed out by a number of fact checkers today and yesterday. Hillary Rosen, who was there then, tweeted to her friends Bill and Hillary, saying, that's not what happened, I was there, you know, don't continue saying this. Bottom line is that it was politically advantageous. He was running for re-election. Bob Dole was in favor of the Defense of Marriage Act, and like several other of the issues that were supported then, you know, by Morris, who was helping him in his re-election campaign, he went for it and offended a lot of his liberal supporters, and this was just one other instance.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of things